Hi there. In this video we are going to be taking a look at this Hepol movement sensor, and it's an ST27 with a 5-year warranty, which is a lot, kind of weird, but whatever. I'm going to use it to drive a really old light fixture that I know it from when I was born. Basically, it was on my parents' house, and I'm moving it to my house. Yeah, and this thing will make sure that it's updated to modern standards and it's able to be controlled by movement. So this thing is IP65, so it can handle rain and snow and dust and whatnot. That light that I will show you in a moment is the same, made for the outdoors, so no issue there. This can detect movement under a line like this, so at 180 degrees in this direction, and all around 360 degrees. Up to 11 meters from it, but that depends on how high you actually mount this onto the wall. This can decrease. And yeah, it's mains operated, obviously. Let's see what else. Yeah, it's telling us the detection angle, rotation 360 degrees, and flat 180 degrees. And the distance, it's at 24 degrees Celsius. By the temperature, the maximum distance will change, but I don't know exactly the relation between temperature and distance. And yeah, it can handle maximum 4 amps of load, and you can set it from 3 to 2000 lux. It has an adjustment for its detection luminosity, so you can make sure this thing only works at night or when it's beginning to become dark, or you can also make it work during the day if you want. That's up to you, but it can be adjusted, and the timer on it from 10 seconds to 15 minutes can be adjusted. And the maximum load for incandescent bulb 800 watts, which is way plenty, 400 for an CCFL or CFL tube, and 400 for LED lamp. I'm going to use a LED bulb, so 400 watts, that's a lot. Anyway, let's get into this box. This is one of those products that from the box and from the website you don't actually understand its real size. I expected it to be smaller. It's not a problem that it is this size. I have enough room where I install it, so zero problems for me. But I just expected it to be smaller. Anyway. Yeah. So obviously this is the detection end of it. Here we can set the timer from 10 seconds to 15 minutes, and the light, I think it's set to really dark, so it needs to be basically night, and you can set it exactly, you can see here, up until full daylight. And you see that tiny arrow, that one shows you showing you what is selected. So we have 10 seconds, actually no, not 10 seconds, I think we have selected 15 minutes. Yep, 15 minutes at night. That's the default setting for this particular light fixture. What? This particular sensor. Sorry, my bad. So next I think we need to undo these 2 screws, because this part of it is the part that actually goes into the wall. And as you can see, we have silicone rubber gaskets which is quite okay because it will seal the 220 volts cables. So let's get into this thing. Just wanted to show you something from the manual itself. This thing consumes about 0.5 watts. This will be consumed all day long, I think, normally when it's in standby, because the electronics in it is still actually working. So there's that, and it detects movement from 0.6 to 1.5 meters per second. And something else, if you use it for a lamp that's more powerful than 60 watts, you need to have at least 60 centimeters between this detector and the light fixture itself, because the light fixture emits heat and could actually trick this thing to thinking it's movement, and you might be getting into a never-ending cycle where it remains on. And also they are telling us when you are moving directly into the sensor on a perpendicular direction, something like this, towards it, it's not really good at detecting. If you are moving like this in front of it, it's really good at detecting, but that is just how peer sensor work. So yeah, there's that. Now let's open this thing up. Yeah, and you also get this in the box. Okay, opened it up. As you can see, we have a channel right here that in theory makes sure that all the water that gets onto this thing actually goes through the channel and drips out, but it's not sealed. So this area of it is not sealed, it's just using this channel, and this thing enters that particular channel, this edge, to somehow direct the water into a certain area. So if I'm being honest with you, I don't understand this product. Because let me try and explain my logic here. Do you see that they actually have rubber seals on the screws themselves? So they are 100% sealing the screws from allowing any water to go in. Okay, so the screws are sealed, but then you have this edge that actually, let me try and like this. You have this edge all around that is not sealed, it's just relying on that channel to redirect water. So why did you just seal the screws themselves? What's the point? Because water can actually go through this edge. Yes, in theory it will drip down by itself, but can still go in. Also, we have a tiny gap right here. Hopefully my phone shows it. Right there in front of my finger, we have a tiny gap, and a tiny gap right here at the bottom in the middle. So in theory, any water that goes in here should simply come out through here. But then again, IP65. What is IP65? Because this connection isn't IP65 in my opinion. Or maybe I'm just misunderstanding what IP65 should mean. But you have seals in here, but you don't have a seal in here. Did they just forget to put it in there? Or is there some sort of silicone seal that I'm missing? Oh, my bad. My bad. Yep. I'm the idiot. The man behind the camera is the idiot. They actually do have a silicone seal right in this channel, so this is actually sealed. Yep, sorry. Just a stupid misunderstanding. Although this hole still exists and this one still exists. But maybe you cannot simply create a 100% hermetic chamber, because air needs to expand, and yeah, they gave it some way to escape, and how much water can get into here will go dripping out through here, I hope. But anyway, IP65, bear with me, and this sensor should not use sorry about that. This sensor should not be used on the exterior, so on the outside of your house. Wait, what? And neither in rooms with dust or water suspension. It means vapors, or water vapors, for example. Why is it IP65? So this for me doesn't have any logic. So you have a product that is able to resist up to a degree water and dust, but you are telling me not to use it in a environment where there's moisture in the air, water vapors, or dust in the air. So what? I don't get it. I think this is just a stupid disclaimer, so in case something happens because of this product, they say, I told you to not use it like that. Okay, but no, this is fully contradicting itself. This is fully contradicting itself, because or maybe for the warranty. So they are repeating the same thing to not use it on the exterior here, and only these two. Oh no, here again. So 3 times in this they tell you not to use it on the outside. And then let me just show you how they are contradicting themselves. The exit from your central heating, or okay, so in its detection area you should not have this furnace. The exit from your central heating is on the outside of the house. So you are telling me not to use this thing on the outside, but then you are telling me to not use it where I have that exit, which is on the outside. So what? Let me search. I've seen something else. Okay, I need to call bullshit on this product, or at least on these instructions. So, applications. Ideal for controlling lights in parks and gardens, and for exterior lighting of buildings. What are you talking about? And then, the photocell should not have in its detection area bushes and small trees, which could affect its function by the movement of the leaves themselves. So here you are telling me to use it on the outside. This is what it's made for parks and gardens. And here, do not use it on the outside or in rooms with dust or water in the air. What the actual... Yeah, I'm using it on the outside. I will somehow protect it to make sure it doesn't get direct water, but it will be in the exterior air. So if there's high moisture in the air on the outside, or dust or whatever, what are you talking about? Why is it IP65? IP65, it means it can withstand rain. Water going directly onto it, it can withstand it. So this is bull crap. Okay, this thing is back in the box, and it will stay in the box until my terrace, not sure how you pronounce that word actually, is finished, and this will actually be protected from rain. I don't want to risk burning down my house for a stupid sensor where they don't trust it enough to allow you to use it on the outside, although it's IP65, and on the other side of the same paper they tell you it's for gardens and parks. So whatever, if you don't trust it, I don't trust it, so until it's fully covered I'm not using it. And next I'm going to show you the old and beat up light fixture that I will be reviving and reusing. Okay, so this super old light fixture will be taken from this old house and cleaned up and reused. And yeah, this thing can withstand rain, although it was made 30 years ago. So yeah. About a year later, getting ready to install this thing into position under the light. This is a really vintage light. I will show you also the globe itself in a moment. But I first need to check that we don't have electricity here anymore with the PicTech, and we don't. I oft hold the fuses, but I always also check. This thing worth its money, or worth its weight in gold also. Prepared the wires, removed the light fixture from where it was, and my daughters. We have this coming in from the house, and through this we are going up where the light fixture will be on top of this. Drilled 2 holes with a Christmas tree drill bit into this, which will be going in here, and obviously over these wires also. And now just fix it in place and continue. And yes, this will be patched up because this was off center and it annoyed me too much. We are ready to do the connections. Here we have the input and here we have the output for the bulb. So, and daughters banging in the background. So let's do the connections now. Did all the connections. Now I can simply put this back in place and tighten the 2 screws on the laterals. Okay, painted the old light fixture base white to make it a bit more up to date, because it was really, I don't know, blackened in this area, probably from overheating during time. This has some really interesting dark inclusions in here, but they are not cracks. Weirdly, it looks like it was made like this, so I don't know. Anyway, it seems to be sturdy, so no issues whatsoever. Made the connections internally, patched up the wall as good as I could with what I had in hand. Not perfect, but will do the job. This is in place, so now let me just put this bulb, which has a similar warm white to old light bulbs, and everything should be good. Looking good, so now let's put the really old globe on top of it. And the globe is in position, and this thing is at least 50 years old. It was at the corner of the house that I grew up in, and now I'm bringing it with me, and hopefully will last for many more years. Now let's wait until night comes and see how everything lights up and if it works properly, and do some adjustments the way we want it. Another job well done. It seems this is working perfectly. Yes, I will continue to adjust the trigger point and the time depending on what I find that I like most over time. And yes, magnet for insects because it's summer. But everything is working perfectly. I like the yellowish color of that bulb. This is doing exactly what it should be doing, and yes, it's fully protected. In here it will never get any water at all, so I don't care if it is waterproof or not. So that's about it for this video. Hope it helps you, in which case please give it a like, check out my other videos, and as always, see you in the next one. Bye.